We booked Kevin to be the MC for our annual Spear Gala dinner. It's our main fundraiser. We'd previously had some MCs who were very professional in terms of running the auction, but were missing that certain kind of spark. And I think there was just so much passion then that came through. And I think that just sort of was a little bit different. We've had auctioneers from big auction houses who very kindly donated their time or, come to do the auction part, but they're maybe not as invested in what we're trying to achieve.
But I think the most important thing was, and we've not really cracked this before, was to find someone who could really engage with the people, the guests at the dinner, and really get them to dig deep. Yeah, he was very successful in that. I think he did it by being different, and I don't think was quite as... The people we've had before have probably been a little bit too self-conscious to ask people for money. I certainly felt that. But Kevin just, I guess, broke some of the rules, really. It was almost countercultural to us as an organisation, but it's what was needed, and it worked. I think people really enjoyed it, and they enjoyed giving. And I think the way that Kevin was able to engage with people and energise the whole room was fabulous.
It was really successful from our perspective, just this kind of in spirit of the event that we wanted to have and enthusiasm, but also then from the outcome. So, really pleased to say with Kevin's help, we kind of smashed our target for a fundraising target for the evening, which was absolutely fantastic. I think there's a couple of things that Kevin did really well, which were sort of a bit kind of game changing when you think about it now. So first of all, he set up some time with us to really go through expectations. What did we want from the event? What sort of atmosphere, environment do we want? He sent us a 3-page questionnaire to fill in so that he had the basic information. And then when we reviewed this with him, he really gave some pointers, asked some really good questions about how the evening would flow, sort of his role and what he was allowed and not allowed to do. We were pretty comfortable to give him free rein once we kind of met him and talked about him, and we're comfortable that he understood what we were trying to achieve. And then on the day of, we did a bit of a rehearsal, a walkthrough, got him comfortable, but then basically, I like to say, unleashed Kevin on our guests and event.
And I think it was different just in the way he chose to engage. I think he almost made it his point to go around and talk to people and get a feel for the audience, the guests. I think previously it's been more of a kind of hands-off, really just speaking from the front. I think Kevin got out there, rolled his sleeves up and got to chat to people and I think developed some rapport and relationship with many of the guests. I think one thing that really stood out was I think he read the event well, and I think was able to improvise in a way that was very helpful. And towards the end, when we were trying to get the pledging going, where we're looking for people to say they will effectively sponsor a young person, Kevin just could see it wasn't going quickly enough. It wasn't the pressure wasn't building up in the room in terms of people giving. So he just invited some people to come up and give him a bit of testimony, and that was so powerful in terms of influencing people and their generosity. And I think that was a really good read of the situation and adapted really quickly. I think we'd had a track record of it being a good event. We'd always made our targets. This year was the biggest target, but I think Kevin really exceeded what we hoped for. I hadn't been involved with Kevin before the dinner, I think I'd spoken to him once, and so I was hoping it was going to be a good event and he would help us to leverage that generous group of people, but really took it to a level I don't think we expected. I certainly didn't expect. I think the event itself had a bit of a brand, and I think, and this might have seemed a risk at first, that Kevin was slightly not quite in line with the brand, let's put it that way, but it worked. It worked just by being different, and in a way that I don't think any of the people from the charity we just could not have done that. But he really succeeded in cutting through and making it a very comfortable and enjoyable event for our guests.
I would say be really open with Kevin about what you're looking for. I got the sense from the first conversation that Kevin was really willing to tailor his style to the type of event we wanted. So if we were going extremely formal, I think Kevin would have adapted to that very, very formal style. But from the get-go, we knew we wanted something a little bit more informal, a little more fun, but obviously within, you know, being respectful of people and different people's backgrounds and beliefs and cultures, etc. So I think I would say to people, be very clear with Kevin what you're looking for, give him examples of what you want if you see something online or you've got a style in your head, and try and paint that picture for him. And then I firmly believe that Kevin could adapt to any of those styles if you needed him to.
Yeah, completely, absolutely. Well, I think we booked him for next year, so yes, absolutely, yes.